Jackie Flynn here from Counseling in Brevard. Today I want to talk to you about healthy relationships. I love Gottman method couples therapy. It's a type of therapy that's based on decades of research from the Gottman Institute in Seattle. This type of therapy really thoroughly looks at the specific areas of need for each couple so that when they come into work, we are targeting the exact areas that they need to work on. We start off with a real thorough assessment that gives us a great plan, a treatment plan of where to begin and what areas are in need of working on so that couples can not only feel relief right away, but feel that satisfaction and move on towards a happier and healthier and longer lasting relationship. So throughout all of these decades of research, there were some things that really come up as significant. I want to show you a graphic from the Gottman Institute. It's called the Sound Relationship House. I'm going to share my screen with you real quick. And as you look at this house, notice that the walls are trust and commitment, two very big things in a relationship. A lot of times in my work with couples with affair recovery, those two areas are weakened, maybe have some cracks in the walls. So those are definitely our areas of targeting to try to repair and heal that. The Gottman method couples therapy is very thorough in looking at exactly what areas need to be worked on so that the work done in therapy is efficient and effective. So as you notice on the bottom, building love maps, just knowing each other's world. It's really important that couples know each other's world, and really can share that life together. Many times couples, they feel like they're just living like roommates, like parallel lives, especially after they've had kids and their focus goes more on the kids than the couple relationship. It can really create some distance. Sometimes that area right there is an area of need. Sharing fondness and admiration. When couples are in distress, a lot of times it's hard for them to pull up things that they are fond or that they admire about their partner. So we put a focus back on that, and it really helps bring that joy and that passion back into the relationship. The next level in this sound relationship house is turning towards instead of away. And this is really said figuratively and literally. In relationships, we need to know that we're important to each other, that we matter. So that means like when your partner's talking to you or you're talking to your partner, you don't continue to look at your phone or continue to be on the computer or do what you're doing. You take a moment, you pause, and you turn towards them. Just like in a child-parent relationship, that can make a huge difference. That was something that came out as very significant in the research findings when they looked at couples that actually stopped what they were doing and looked and maybe accepted that bid for connection. Like if you see something interesting, like, hey, look at this. If somebody's like, oh yeah, let me see. That connecting, that turning towards, that I'm important enough for you to take time out of your day to show me that you matter to me. Really, really powerful in a relationship. The next one is a positive perspective. And this one's very important. When we do the assessment in the beginning of therapy, we can really look to see, it's called the negative or positive sentiment override, to see if couples are stuck in that, that they can only think of negative things, or as soon as they get in a conflict, it's like a flood of all of the things that's happened in the past that had a similar feel to it. So we work on that directly. That's definitely a common issue with couples, but it is definitely changeable, which is a beautiful thing. It feels better when you move into that positive perspective. The next one is manage conflict. Now, I want you to know that in relationships, specifically serious relationships, such as long-term relationships or marriages, it's not a matter of whether we have conflict, because we need conflict. Conflict is essential in a marriage because you want, in a relationship, you want to be able to air out your differences and move past them. If you don't have conflict and you're in that conflict avoidance piece, then things kind of they settle in and people tend to get resentful or maybe bitter about something. And that's not a safe area. Sometimes that can even set the stage for betrayal. So it's not a matter of whether you have conflict, it's how you have conflict. So you want to have that soft, gentle startup when you're discussing something that is conflictual, because that's what's going to make it kind of doable, be able to work through it. And it's important to know that 69% of the conflict in relationships is perpetual. That means it doesn't necessarily have a solution. So you don't want to fight to the end till one person's right and the other person's wrong. Sometimes those things are just reoccurring. So we look at that in therapy and we talk about how do you address those situations. And when you get in gridlock, how do you work through it and eventually move towards compromise? So that's a really, really, really beneficial tool to have in a relationship. Now, the next level is make life's dreams come true. And this is close to the attic, almost to the top of the sound relationship house. It's important that we know the dreams of our partner. I think sometimes, especially if people stay married for a long time, they've been married for a while, they kind of lose sight of my partner has dreams too. And let's talk about that. Let's discuss it. Let's share that. And that moves us up to the create shared meaning, because we're in relationships, two people living two different realities, but sharing that life. And that's what makes it so very wonderful and makes it be something that you are really proud of at the end of the day, and that can last for years and years. Well, if you would like to learn more about Gottman Method Couples Therapy, or if you just like a free consultation to talk about what's going on for you and what can help, give me a call at 321-233-1578, or you can always email me, Jackie at Counseling in Brevard, or visit our website, counselinginbrevard.com. All right, thanks for listening. Take care.